This one will work. Okay. Did it? Can you see me now? Did it work this time? I'm gonna wait until someone confirms one way or the other for me. Oh no. Is there no more chat? Let's. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Hooray! 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 Hold on. Oh, here we go. My monitoring was down, and so I couldn't hear myself. Oh, hello, folks. Happy Saturday. I don't know what fucking day it is. Hello, everyone. How fun that we are here again in this place. You know, fun fact, this is going to be one of the last ever live streams that I do in this location. We are in the middle of trying to find a new apartment, ideally with a start date of like a month from now. So, you know, there are only going to be a couple more, but I figure I'm going to keep doing them. Ideally, I've mentioned this before that once I'm hoping that my next place has better internet so I can like do more interesting live streams than are possible um, with my current very, very slow upload speeds. But you know, whatever. But yeah, so that's a fun thing that's happening. Um, thank you. The so you know, so that's the thing that we are trying to figure out. You know, we have like a spreadsheet of stuff. I didn't put it together. I am way too not. Uh, I don't like. I don't like logistics, frankly, which is weird considering how many different things I like force myself to do. Hello. Thank you. Um, you know, but yeah, like when it comes to, you know, doing films and stuff like shorts, my least favorite part is always the producer part of it. Being a producer is so fucking hard. And I have enormous respect for people who can do it. And I am in awe of people who enjoy doing it. Like the idea that someone could genuinely like dealing with the like, you know, greasing the wheels or whatever it is, like I can't, and I'm very glad that there are people who do it. But I need a producer. That's why I haven't finished a short in a while. That's that's really the reason that I don't get things done, is because I don't have someone to like do the parts that I hate. Man, enjoy your board game. That'll definitely be more fun than this. Um, but you know, I'll these things last 2 hours, right? 2 hours minimum. So, you know, you've got plenty of time. Enjoy it. Take care. Ugh, this, yeah, we're fine. Psyduck is fine. Psyduck, that his back is the fluffing stuffing's coming out, but you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't do anything. So going through the whole process of like sewing them up doesn't really seem worth it, to be entirely honest. I don't know. How's everybody doing? Tell me a little bit about yourselves. Oh. Oh, that's fun. I played Risk, I think, once, and then I got completely destroyed. Oh, Jesus Christ, right? Oh, that fucking um It was the assignment um shitty Netflix rom-coms? Hell fucking yeah, Willow, congrats on being vaccinated. That's awesome. I assume that's one of two, unless you're like the first person to get the Johnson and Johnson vaccine. I don't know, maybe Britain's doing those. But hell yeah, I'm very happy to hear that. Increasingly, the older folks in my life are getting vaccinated. My dad's been vaccinated, my grandmother's been vaccinated. My mom will probably be in the next month or two. And so that's nice. I'm not like, just less stressed out about life as a result. But back to that, uh, yeah, three or 4 weeks, right? I know one of them is 3 weeks, the other one's 4, but I don't remember which is which. Um, but I also have heard that after the first one, a lot of the at least short-term effects are there, and most people, even if they do get it in the interim, don't die. So that's great. Yes, yeah, totally get it, Phil. Um, yeah, but Jacob Andrew, was the assignment specifically shitty Netflix rom com? So did you do that to yourself? Because in college, I did like basically two big papers on movies, uh, like big research projects. One was, hi Julia, uh, welcome. One was about exploitation films, just sort of generally going through sort of like a mini history. Um, oh, interesting. Um, yeah, America is distinctly not doing that, so that's interesting. And then uh, the other one was about how video games have influenced film, um, which in 2011 was sort of less obvious than I think it is today, because we're sort of in the early days of people who grew up playing video games, getting like Hollywood deals. Um, whoa, three, oh wow, that's very different, interesting. Uh, I mean, I'm hoping that I get vaccinated before September so I can go to Southeast Asia, because that's what I wanted. I've been planning this trip for several years to go to Southeast Asia for a month this year. We will see if it happens. I am not getting I'm not getting my hopes too high up, but you know, um, uh, we'll see. If I can do it, I can do it. If not, it'll probably be a few years before I get the chance again. Because the company I work for follows the Jewish calendar, and this September, um, All the Boys I Loved Before is great. Or To All the Boys I Loved Before. I can't speak to any of the other ones, but I really like To All the Boys I Loved Before. It's a little like sort of uh, needlessly stylized, but I think it totally works regardless. I did not see the sequels. Sequels. I think there's 3 of them now. Whatever. Um, I want to go to Thailand, Vietnam, and Singapore for sure. Maybe Cambodia, maybe Indonesia. I don't know. I have to figure out. But like part of the problem with not wanting to get too invested in this trip is like if I figure out like, oh, I want to go to this, I want to do this, I want to do this, then I'm like in the headspace of like, oh, I'm going to do this. And so like when it turns out like July comes and there's no way for me to actually pull it off, um, then I just get depressed. And so I'm like, um, it's a matter, but definitely Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. But yeah, I just want to spend like 4 weeks out in a completely different part of the world than the one I'm ever in. After my trip to Japan and Korea in 2017, which where I was in like 2 countries in like 11 days or whatever, I decided that I would never go to Asia for less than 2 weeks again. And, you know, the amount of time it took, the amount of time it takes to get to like Southeast Asia versus just like, Japan or Korea is like, it's like an extra few hours each way, probably another layover or whatever. It's just like it gets harder and harder unless you have a lot of money, which I don't. I've been saving up for this trip for a while, but unfortunately, I cannot take the airlines that they take in Crazy Rich Asians. If I could, obviously, everything would be so much easier if my life allowed me to live like that. But yeah, so that's sort of a thing I've been looking forward to for several years, and I don't know if I can really look forward to it, but it's like in the back of my head, a thing I would really like to do, a thing I need to do eventually. So, good. Okay, the big South Korean rom com is My Sassy Girl, which is very good. It's been a while since I've seen it. I mean, I need to see it again. Windstruck is like a spiritual sequel um, to uh, to My Sassy Girl, and I have heard is very good. That's one of the ones I have not seen. Um, let's A Very Ordinary Couple is fantastic. That was from I think 2014. Um, My Ordinary Love Story seems like a romantic comedy and then fucking isn't. Um, but is a fascinating and very Korean movie. Um, but don't look up what it is, just see it. Um, because if like even if you look up the genre, it will tell you. Like that movie for the first half is a rom com, and then it's just a different thing. Um, let's look South Korean rom coms. Um, The Art of Seduction is fun. Um, I liked that one. That was one of the first ones I saw, I think, or one of the earlier ones I saw, and I definitely enjoyed that. Um, I really liked The Beauty Inside. Um, oh, hello. Um, My Little Bride is kind of weird because she's little, but it's a cute movie. One movie that a lot of people like, and I think is incredibly well made, but is very, very bad, is 200 Pounds Beauty. Um, and the reason it's really bad is because the message of it is being fat is a bad thing and being skinny is better. Which, like, you know, um, and like, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm the most body positive person who's ever existed, but like, it's fucking gross. Uh, Actually, on YouTube, Kim Ji Woon did a um. Oh man, you've got a that is an interesting switch. Um, yeah, a lot has happened since I did that Dance Gavin Dance video. I think that was like 100 YouTube videos ago. But I'm glad people still find that one because I think it's pretty good. I think the part where I say John Mess's lines out loud is or like just speak them is funny because you really just get a sense of what his music is about. But Kim Ji-woon, who is my favorite working director, posted a video or did a short called One Perfect Day, and it actually played before Ordinary Couple when I saw it at the New York Asian Film Festival in 2014, I believe, or maybe it played before How Do You Guys a Secret? Whatever, it played before some festival showing some year. This was at least 7 or 8 years ago. And welcome, by the way. Just saying. Uh, but it's a short film. It's like 30 minutes long, and it is really, really well done. So like that's just a, and as I said, I mean, it was on YouTube. I assume it still is because I'm not sure who would have taken that down at any point. But yeah, it's like a 30-minute South Korean, incredibly technically competent rom-com. 200 Pounds Beauty is also like incredibly well made. Like it is visually gorgeous. The people are gorgeous. Like the cinematography is impeccable, but it's just like it is so gross. And like for a section, you're like, oh, because it's about a fat backup singer, or like she does the singing, and then like the gorgeous skinny person out front does like is like lip syncing to the actual singer backstage, and then she loses a ton of weight in order to like get the guy, and you think, oh, or like at one point he's like, ugh, I liked you more when you had personality or whatever, and you're like, oh, this is going to make a statement about how changing yourself for a guy is actually not a good thing, and you should just be who you are. And then it just completely drops that, and you're like, what the fuck? It's kind of like Grease, actually, although Grease never is like, maybe I shouldn't do that. Grease is just like, change yourself for a boy and everyone's happy, which, terrible, terrible life lessons from those shows. I was in Greece in high school. I found the like DVD recording of me yesterday. I did not watch it, but I for some reason I have that DVD in just like a box because I was looking for a playbill for my next thumbnail. Hello. Hello, sir. I mean, Promising Young Woman, I also wish that it had remained in the romantic comedy genre. Yeah, definitely. You change yourself for you. I mean, unless you're a Nazi. If you're a Nazi, maybe change yourself for other people. But like, you know, um, but by and large, I think that is true about like 99% of the time you should change yourself only for you. I just, you I have not yet seen Malcolm and Marie. There's so I was out of the city for a few days, for like 5 days, and I didn't watch any movies during that time. I started reading manga again, which was interesting, but I didn't watch any movies. And during that time, the Japan Society in New York started like a series that only runs for like 21 days, and I missed 5 of them. So I have to like watch a bunch of Japanese movies. And once that's over, yeah, I want to see Malcolm and Marie. I've heard very conflicting things, considering how much I love Euphoria and Assassination Nation, obviously. I'm curious how I will feel about it. I imagine I will like it. I have trouble believing I wouldn't, but I have not seen it yet. And yeah, I mean, advice, just general life advice for Nazis is just like, stop, like, don't do that anymore. It's a bad thing to be. It's not good. And I say that as someone who has been called some variation of that for a lot of his life. because, you know, I look fairly Aryan. I mean, my hair is not that blonde anymore, but you know. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. My guess is it's not a joke, which means you hate it, which is fair. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some of the hashtag discourse about it. Um, it seems to be tearing apart a lot of things, but I also imagine that most people who are doing the discourse don't like Assassination Nation nearly as much as I do. Oh, hello, Quasi. Um, and my love of Assassination Nation drives a lot of things. Um, or I guess the um, you know what I mean, probably. I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about identity recently, which is what my next YouTube video is about. It's not. I'm not doing the Make Happy video next. I'll probably do that at some point, but that's not what's coming next. And what I am doing is just about basically it's about the phrase I am. We are not talking about Malcolm and Marie. Or we were talking about Malcolm and Marie, but I haven't seen Malcolm and Marie, so I don't actually have any feelings on Malcolm and Marie. Uh, Rahman. Abdul Rahman, did I say that right? He has some feelings about it. Um, this is a pen that bends and then has this little like movement thing, and then also these magnets. And this is my new like fidget thing. Because what I used to do when I was like talking is I would take candles that are a lot of our candles have like lids that you pop, and I would just like pop them while I was talking. And then now I have this, which is like, you know, way less annoying for people because unless I'm like, hey, look at my pen, they don't even know I'm doing this. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't have any feelings on it. I will I want to see it. It is not a priority for me yet. The movies like the only honestly American movie that I really intend to see before I finish, you know, or before I see as many of these Japanese movies as I can, or Slam Dance is also going on. I'm gonna try to see some things from that. Is Judas and the Black Messiah, because that just hit. Oh, hello. What? You didn't get a notification? That's so fucking obnoxious. But I don't know how YouTube works. Right? No, this pen is awesome. This is a Christmas present. Um, I really like practical things. I am not incredibly sentimental. So like things that I like things that I can use. And so this is a very good gift. It's like at one point someone gave me a fucking lantern, uh, like an electric battery powered lantern slash radio, and I was like, when I got it, I was like, that was weird. I'm 12 or whatever age I was. But then I ended up getting a ton of use out of it because like I'd go hiking and we would just bring that, and that would just be like our light and also our radio. So, you know, um, Haman, um, I will try to remember that. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure I get lots of things wrong. I've been watching 30 Coins. Speaking of HBO, um, if anyone has not seen 30 Coins, which I'm assuming is most of you, 30 Coins is a fucking trip. Um, like every, um, it's just like, what a man. Every episode just goes in some completely bad shit new direction. There's only one episode left of the the season. I think it's like a intended to be multi-season show and is not just like whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I was gonna watch Judas and the Black Messiah last night. And then Danielle was like, we watched a heady movie the day before. I don't want to watch another one. And I was like, ugh. And here's where we find out if she's watching this in the other room. She is not, because she did not come out and look at me angrily. Um, oh, interesting. Um, Someone else just told me to watch To All the Boys 3 in this very thread. Feel free to have a discussion about that. But yeah, I don't know. This is definitely the year I'm gonna give up on Netflix. Um, I am pretty sure at this point that like at some point in the next 10 months, I'm just gonna be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to keep paying because it just keeps getting more fucking expensive. And like I don't really use it that much. And more to the point, if I do use it, I have so many other streaming services that there's really no reason for me to like anytime I see something on Netflix, I could just as easily watch something on a different service. Like, you know, like anytime I've ever watched a movie on Netflix, I could have watched something on the Criterion channel or fucking HBO Max or whatever, Shutter. And you know, the handful of times there is something on Netflix I want to watch. I mean, there are ways of getting things. Um, oh, that's interesting. Huh. That's a shame. I saw a TikTok the other day, or maybe it was a tweet. I don't know. No, it was a tweet. It was a tweet. I was like, my boyfriend is super annoying because he wants every movie we watch to be good. And I showed that to Danielle and she was like, yeah, that's us. Cause like, you know, um, one thing that folks may not have ever really thought about, but may have you know, sort of notice in the back of their mind is that I very rarely give negative reviews. And in fact, I very rarely give less than positive reviews. Like I very rarely even give middling reviews. And that is because most of the things I decide I want to talk about are things I like. You know, like, there are definitely times where I don't like something and it's like, okay, we're going to devote some time to this shit. But more often than not, if I don't like something, I just don't bother. And so like the average score on the weekend review is probably an 8 something. Like an 8 point something because like, you know, saw something that I thought was great. And so that's what I watched instead of or that's what I talked about instead of something that I like less than that, right? Because I remember back in the day, everyone would get like super um you know, uh, I feel like super angry at video game publications because like the average score was a 7 and sort of and there's an argument to be made that like an average game, you know, nowadays is like pretty good. You know, that like the average game that comes out is uninteresting, but it's like it's well made. And depending on what your scoring system says, like that puts you at a 7. I don't think that makes for a super useful scoring system, but like I get the logic behind it. Um, you know, um, but yeah, in my case, like the scores all have very specific meaning, but like I just tend not to. Oh, hello. Um, yeah, I mean, I watched Godzilla King of Monsters a couple weeks ago. That movie is like straight up bad. That's like the first like bad movie I've seen in a while. Um, yeah, like that movie is just like ugh. But oh, hello. Um, you finally made it to one. Um, yeah, the score might be good. I don't super remember. I mean, the part of the problem is I watched the movies in the wrong order. I should not have um the one with Millie Bobby Brown. I think the first Godzilla is fine. Kong Skull Island is fucking great. Like I really enjoyed myself with Kong Skull Island, and then Godzilla King of Monsters was just like, ugh, whatever. Like, it's just like a lot of nonsense. Um, and especially after how much fun Kong was. Like the problem is I saw Kong first and that like set my expectations totally wrong. I should have seen the first Godzilla first and then Kong would have been like a pleasant surprise. And then Godzilla King of Monsters would have just been like a regular disappointment instead of it being like Kong, Godzilla, King of Monsters. Like King of Monsters is not radically worse than Godzilla, but it is radically worse than Kong Skull Island, which is fucking great. Um, Yeah, I mean, Adam Wingard is a really like he I I'm really curious to see what Adam Wingard on a budget is cuz like I mean, You're Next and The Guest are fantastic. Death Note, not so much. Um and you know, the trailer was fun. I don't usually watch trailers, but I was like, you know what? The trailer for Godzilla versus King Kong, like, fuck it. I don't care. Like this movie does not. I'm not in this for anything meaningful. But I I mean the movie looks bad based on that trailer. Like it looks like it is not a good movie, but it looks like it could be fun to watch. Um Yeah, yeah, Adam Wingard made, and then he was just announced he's doing the Face Off remake, I think. Um, yeah, but like in between, oh hello, um, yeah, after the guest, he made Blair Witch, which has some moments that are good and a lot of moments that are not good. I haven't seen Saint Maud. Is it out in America? Last time I looked, it was not available for us folk. Is it now? Saint Maud VOD. Oh, yesterday. Interesting. Um, well, that's good to know. Um, um, yeah. Well, so I mean, short answer, no, I haven't seen it yet. But that is that is exciting. I'm looking forward to that. I know that Willow is distinctly unimpressed with that movie. Um, but I'm curious to see it regardless. Um, I have seen Sound of Metal. Sound of Metal is excellent. Sound of Metal is one of two movies that I did not make a TikTok about because it ended, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I don't know what to say about this. Like, I can't have a hot take on this movie. Like, this movie is too intense. I mean, at least it left you on a good note, right? Like, um, that's really sad that there's such a delay for Promising Young Woman there. But you got Saint Maud like 6 months ago. You know, um, But, you know, but yeah, question for the British folk, and I mean, I guess really any international folks, there are other folks. Uh, do y'all uh have access to In and of Itself on Hulu? Like, is that a thing that all of you can see? Um, because you should see it. My next review is about that. And I don't, it's going to be a long review, I can tell. Like, I would think easily over 30 minutes. Um, yeah, I need to watch System Crasher. I've decided, so Liam's not here. But since I am the sword is, um, y'all asked me to, or I said I would review movies that you told me to watch. Um, Probably in like March or April. Um, I'll just like do like not a full review, but like more of a in I did this a while back. I like talked about movies that I had seen that I didn't review, including The Lodge. Um, if In and of Itself is on there, it is worth signing up for a free trial. Um, uh, but um, but yeah, so I will talk about System Crasher, and then Neon Demon for patrons. Hell yeah, TikTok is so good. I spent less time. You know what? I'm gonna watch Baccarat. I think about it. I think about Baccarat a lot. Um, like I think about Baccarat at least once every 4 days. Which means I've thought about it at least 4 times since the last time we did one of these. And part of me was like, maybe I should just watch it because they won't expect that. Um, I um, You have 2,000 followers on TikTok. Good for you. I have like 50. Um, no one watches. Willow, you're like the only person who watches my TikToks, so uh, which is fine. I have 58 TikTok followers. Um, yep. Um, so uh, I mean, is it a joke though? I saw I think like 3 or 4 of the original uh Wrong Turn movies, and I enjoyed them well enough. Um, I appreciate that. There's like, I mean, I put very little effort into the TikToks, so like I don't really feel bad about the fact that no one watched them. I have a friend who like made a TikTok and like went into it and was like, I need to care. Um, oh damn, that's intense. Um, Willow promotes me more than enough. Um, like we you know, don't need um it's possible if I framed the TikToks differently than I do, it would work. It would be more successful than it is. I honestly don't know, but I don't like I mean, if I framed my fucking YouTube videos better, I would probably um I would probably have more subscribers, but like whatever. It's fine. Um I'm definitely uncomfortable with the youth. Um but yeah, I mean Willow is currently helping me on my next not YouTube project, which is very exciting. And uh something that she and I will have to talk about later. She's doing the cover art for my next song. She is the only person who has heard it. It's not actually recorded yet, but like a you know the sort of demo tape version of it. Um, yeah, I've actually thought about that. Because I know that like using driver's license, like you know, supercharges you in the algorithm or whatever. Um, but man, I'm just so lazy. And see, the thing is, and I talked about this in my Patreon video, which I don't expect. Um, the uh, yeah, it is. Yeah, so that song is like fully written. Like the vocals are like totally done. But I haven't recorded because I recorded an earlier version of it and it was bad. And so then I went back, and I know Willow disagrees, but you know, um, the uh, yeah, I don't get a ton of driver's license stuff. I get a little bit of it, but mostly not. Hold on, where is this? This is what we have so far. What are you doing? Stop it! No. Um, that's what we got so far. Um, so that's fun. Um, but yeah, no, it's a sad song. It's a sad rap song for sad boys, sad white boys, really. Which is which is why Willow likes it because all of those words apply to her. Me, I, it's a bathroom. Um, it has a few too many pill bottles, I think. I'm 29, by the way. Um, the people in this room go from like, I don't know, 19 to 50 something, I think. So there's yeah, no, it is very cool. And it's still a work in progress. Basically, I want to hear how the vocals come out before I and then sort of go back into it. I think the song will be out sometime in March. Um, you know, uh, yeah, what we'll talk about it. Like, no, you don't need to worry about that right now. I showed it to a friend, and he's like, "That seems like a few too many." Well, well, thank you very much. Uh, I will, I will buy tacos. Yeah. Um, yeah. I don't know what I was talking about. Uh, I mean, I would appreciate it. Like, so here's the thing about this song. This song is actually really meaningful to me in a way that like month six wasn't. Like, I think month six is a pretty good song. I like it. I listen to it. I dig it. It's not obviously it's not perfect. It's not perfect for sure, but like I think it's a pretty good song. But it was also like that. It doesn't go deep, like on me, right? Like that's not. It's not really reflective of who I am or my feelings. That was just like I'm like that's amazing. Alec J. Cam, which is my name on pretty much everything except for YouTube. Um, that's hilarious. I appreciate it, Willow. Um, and like really, I do think it's a good song. Like I like Month Six as a song, but this one is much more personal. Like, it's about me, and it is about a struggle that I have constantly. It is about things I think about literally every fucking day of my life. And so when month 6, like, no one except for Willow and me listened to it, kind of doesn't matter, right? Like, it's like, technically I lost money on it, but like, whatever. I lose money on everything I do. Like, it's fine. Um, but this next one, when no one watches it or when no one listens to it, I'm going to be a little sad. Um, about that, like in a genuine way. So I mean, if it blew up on TikTok, I'd feel good about that. I mean, there are things about it that I feel like certain people on TikTok could relate to, because the song is made for people. Really, the song is made for people who are younger than me. Um, like I when I was doing this 5 years ago, which Willow amusingly thought I was a teenager during. Um, when I was doing this 5 years ago, I um I was imagining I will absolutely put it on TikTok. I mean, month 6 is on TikTok. Um, like, it'll definitely I have to figure out which section to put on TikTok. Um, and, uh um, it's a I'm not am I is that I'm not shaming you. We are having fun here, Willow. I would never shame you in particular. I would shame most people who come to these chats, but I feel like you have proven yourself to be better than all of us. And that's why you are vaccinated and we are not. Um but yeah, I mean, but no, like, this song is like very meaningful to me. And all right, so 5 years ago when I started doing this and then I like gave up, I the idea, maybe I said this last time I did this. Um I just looking at that 1999. Just keep the fucking orange like very very much appreciate that. It's a very nice thing. Mr. Exit Timing. Uh uh but I was like, let this be music for me in high school. Like, let's basically, and this is not something that's going to be relatable to a lot of people here. And I understand that and I'm okay with it, which is, let us take the sadness of middle class privileged white kids seriously. Um because a lot of music is aimed towards them. Um but like, very little music actually treats that specific thing seriously. Um, and so when I was an incredibly depressed, verging on suicidal high schooler, uh, I never felt like anyone cared, right? Like the or let's say I never felt like the people who I was interested in cared. The people who cared were people I philosophically disagreed with. Um, because they were like, "Oh, you know, all, I don't know, great replacement shit or whatever. Um, I mean, Willow, that is why. I mean, that's why you're. I mean, I guess the skating without pads kind of irrelevant, but like the fact that you piss off the police on purpose is one of the reasons that you're great and you are the best of us. Um, but you know, it's like this song is like what I would have wanted me in high school to hear. Although, frankly, it is more woke than I was in high school. But like, I imagine that if I was in high school now, I would probably be a better person than I was in high school then. I want to believe that anyway. It's probably not true, but I mean, I can't know. And my life would be very different if I was born 10 years later or 12 years later, whatever age I would have to be in high school right now. Um, when did I graduate from high school? Yeah, 12 years later. 13 years later, whatever. Um, but yeah, so my song sort of takes that concept seriously. And so it frankly is probably a bit too navel gazy for most people, and it's like Willow likes it. What Willow thinks is pretty good. And very few of the things directly apply to her. And so on some level, she's a very good um metric because like I mean if she's like I'll it's a banger or whatever, then it's like okay, well then it doesn't need to directly speak to every part of the person's experience. But on the other hand, um I don't know, I feel like Willow gives me too much credit. I appreciate it immensely. uh but also, I don't know. And I mean I've said this before, and I and I don't say this to be like self-deprecating or even because I like want people to be like, "Oh no, you're great," or whatever. It's like I don't get the appeal of this YouTube channel, frankly, to anyone who isn't me. I appreciate that people like it. I'm glad. Um, like obviously I want people to like it. Um, but it is um I mean, yeah, no, obviously, if you don't like it and Willow does, like that means you're wrong and you are bad. You're bad. Like you're bad for not liking it, of course. Um, you know, but I don't know. I mean, I believe that you would be honest if you didn't like it, but I also think if some random person had made it, you might be less likely to like it in the first place. I like to think so. I mean, I keep telling people like, "Hey, I keep I keep like, basically so Willow comes up in conversation periodically with people I'm talking to. Um, and um, recently it was in the context that I was like, hey, look at this cool cover art that my number one fan is making for me. And they're like, what? And I'm like, oh yeah, this person. And then I like send her Instagram to them, which is always funny. The reaction to that is always funny. Last week I got one, "Oh, dude, she's definitely gonna murder you." And I was just like, nah, that's not gonna happen. Um, because I don't know how tall Willow is, but I'm sure I could take her in a fight. Um, not that I think she would want to fight me particularly. I definitely don't want to fight her, but just like realistically, you would support her if she killed me? That's mean. Like a that doesn't seem I don't think I deserve it. I don't think I deserve that specifically cuz like, you know, like that would hurt. Um That's intense. Okay, so actually you're pretty tall. Um, you're Danielle's height. I'm 5'11", but I'm 6 foot in shoes, so we would be the same height. That's hilarious. Oh, hey, Kojo. um, I mean, I would, I so I used to have a friend who my then partner was always like, he wants to wear your skin. You know that, right? Um, so here's the thing. I I mean, I'm a black belt in karate. So like whatever. I did karate for longer than you've done kickboxing. So like, you know, I know how to punch people correctly in a way that would do damage to them. Um which is not like, frankly, if I was in a serious fight, I would get totally fucking wrecked by like most people. Anyone who weighs what I weigh or more would totally destroy me, I'm sure, unless they're like a complete idiot. Um, have I ever talked about the time I fought like a bunch of 12-year-olds? I was 16. And it was like, uh, which means at the time Willow was 6. Um, or 7. Anyway, um, I mean, your 9-year-old brother could not have done 10 years of karate because your 9-year-old brother's not. No, I mean, um, like, like I technically have a black belt in karate in the sense that like my sensei gave me a black belt, but like I would never say like for like I mean my review of uh uh the art of self-defense, in which I talk about my time doing martial arts, I call myself a paper tiger. Like that is my, you know, identity for that video. Um and um because a paper tiger is a black belt who cannot fight. Um and because like, yeah, I mean, whatever, I could kick someone, like if they don't know what they're if I fought against someone who's just going like this, I could probably take them down. But like if I fought anyone who has any ideas, like any idea what they're doing, I would be so fucked. um Also, I have terrible stamina. uh my body is falling apart, and I would just be like, ow, my wrist hurts, like immediately. I just like fall over with back pain. Um, so, I mean, no, in like an actual fight, I would get totally fucking wrecked. And I mean, yeah, if Willow pulled a fucking knife on me, I would just be sad. I think that, or maybe I would think it was funny. Actually, if we're being totally honest, Willow, if you stabbed me, I would be, I think that would be, I think I would find that funny. Like I wouldn't enjoy it at all. I'd be, in fact, be very unhappy about it, but I do think I would find it funny. Please don't stab me. Um, um, nice. That makes sense. Um, oh, come on, you're a German. You can't think that's strange humor, can you? Um, ugh, but um, oy. But everyone should watch In and of Itself, by Derek Delgadio. That is what my next review is about. It is going to be a 10 out of 10. It was going to be a 10 out of 10 review of Make Happy, but that'll happen eventually. Next is a 10 out of 10 review of Derek Delgadio's In and of Itself, in which I will talk about what I think I am, what I say I am, what I believe I am, and what I said I was 4 years ago. and how all of those things sort of interact. Um, um, I like to believe that if I ever saw Willow in real life, that we would give each other a hug and like high five. I don't know. I like hugging people. If Willow's not into hugging, I don't care. I'm not going to force someone to fucking hug me. But yeah, so that's the um. So point is, listen to my song when it comes out. Um, I'll definitely talk about it more and I'll play it. I mean, whenever it's done, whenever it's like live, I'll definitely do a live stream during when in which I play it. Because that's how I do things. Um, and it'll be like uh, you know, the first line to give you a sense of sad things. Um I'm going to talk about Neon Demon on Patreon because one of my patrons asked me to review it, and I probably won't want to. I mean, unless I really have a lot of thoughts about it. I haven't seen Nocturnal Animals. I remember when it came out, I almost saw it, and then it just like didn't happen. Um, but yeah, um, yeah. Listen to the song, and then watch In and of Itself, and then my whatever weird video comes out of it, which will it'll be less depressing. The opening line of my sad rap song that um, I'm going to watch Neon Demon for the first time. Um, the first line of my sad rap song, to give you a sense of how sad it is I've lost the sense to tell if the prescriptions are working. So that'll be fun. I'm going into Neon Demon with fairly low expectations. Um, I like Nicholas Winding Refn. I love Drive, but like, you know, what I've heard incredibly varied things about Neon Demon. Like I've heard that it's fantastic and also that it's definitely not. And so I'm not really going in with any specific hard expectations, other than that I will be getting something stylish. And assuming I get something stylish, then it will have at least met my expectations, and whether I enjoy it or not, you know, we'll see. Um, yeah, it seems to be a fairly polarizing movie, but we'll see. I'll watch it. I mean, as I said, I think that'll be like a April. You do. You just got to become a patron. Oh, it's so hard. I mean, let's be totally honest about the whole patron thing. If someone who comes to these things and like likes someone who like likes my stuff enough and like comes to these live streams and whatever and it's like, hey, I legitimately do not have money to give you for Patreon. Like it's like I would, but I just can't do it. Like I would just send you the link to whatever special video I did. Like I probably shouldn't say this when several people who are on the Patreon are here. But like that's just like, Julia, if you're like, I can't, dude, I can't afford it, but I would like to see what you have to say about Neon Demon. Sure. Just hit me up. Um or or you could become a patron. I mean, I wouldn't complain if that's what you wanted to do. I just like don't want to. I don't know. I still feel weird about that whole thing a little bit. Um, but it's fine. Just it keeps on keeping on. Part of me was like, maybe I should do a fucking like moving vlog. Um, like like saying goodbye to this apartment. honestly, I have um no idea what, like, I'm gonna have to make a set in my next apartment. Um like, and I don't fucking know. Um uh I mean, the reason I can't live tweet the move is because I think it's gonna happen over a while. My hope is that we switch, is that we get a lease that starts 15 days before this one ends, so that I can just, like, sorta take stuff over a couple weeks, and then we can have, like, one person just do the furniture, or, like, hire people to just, like, do the, do the big stuff, but, like, you know, I can bring boxes with, like, books or whatever, and I don't need to have one big stressful day. Um, that's the but yeah, I have to, like, figure out what YouTube videos in that new apartment are gonna look like. Um, and so there's probably going to be another gap while I figure that out because, um, uh, I mean, Willow's gonna get a customized T-shirt whenever I make merch, obviously. Um, you know, which, as we've established, is at 10,000. Um, you know, and I expect to sell upwards of 10 shirts. Um, but I will put, I don't know about the coffee. We'll see about that. How many subscribers have I lost since we started this? Unfortunately, I don't remember how many we had when I started because I haven't really been looking at the YouTube studio much recently, which has been good for my psyche. Um, there was a fun there's a very brief period of time where I 2 weeks, a week and a half ago, a week and a half ago, where I seriously considered deleting the entire YouTube channel in order to win an argument that I was that made me incredibly upset. Obviously, I didn't do that. That would have been a really strange thing to do. Oh, really, Gabby? That's what brings you out of hiding. um, but yeah, that, like, I was in, like, a real weird headspace for, I don't know, like, 25 minutes, and I was like, oh, is this how is like, is this what you actually fucking want from me, motherfucker? Um, I mean, I'm also German. I'm not very German, I'm just a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I'm not planning on doing that. And I was like, that would be a I was joking. Um, it wasn't it I'm really angry that it became an argument at all. It's if you wanna look at it, I don't look very good. So if you wanna feel worse about me as a person, it's in the comments of, the Promising Young Woman review. You'll learn something about me, uh, that's not fun, separate from feeling that I'm, like, a negative person. Can you not do I not look German? Everyone has always been like, "Dude, I mean, I actually don't look that German. To be honest, I look really Polish. It was so I actually started working on so it wasn't a crazy comment, that's the thing. Um, I started doing a video script about this, um, uh, and I think I will do it at some point, but I'm just, like, sort of not I'm not ready to make the video. And so basically, just super quick summation, because fuck it, whatever. Um, a German Polish guy looks like, I mean, Austrian. I'm more Austrian than I am German. and I'm 50% Polish. Um, um, the fun fact about West Side Story: he is a sandy-haired Polak. Um, that makes sense, Kwasi. Um, I actually think about like I watch Chopped, right? And I I watch Chopped, and people are just like, yeah, we're going in an Asian direction, or it's like, I'm going in a French direction, I'm going Italian, or I'm going in Asian. It's like, okay, like what does that mean? Are you going Chinese? Are you going Vietnamese, Thai, Japanese, Korean? Those are all very different, or at least as different as like German and fucking Latvian or whatever. Um, and so, and yeah, I mean, that's fine. I don't expect you to have any um feelings about that. Um I did talk about nailed it. So I did talk about a cooking show once. Um is Italian spicy white? Uh where's your hometown? Um now you got me curious. Um Although what I had to say about Nailed It was less about the cooking and more about the way it lets the way it allows you to make fun of people. Um but, you know, or the way it like makes making fun of people like fun, um, despite being technically like a high stakes game. The real good thing about Nailed It is that no one ever talks about the money. Like no one is ever like upset about the money. Like it really feels like everyone there just like has plenty of money and they're just like, whatever. If I win, that's cool. If not, that's fine. Um um I've never had any kind of relationship with alcohol, so, um, but anyway, this argument that I had that almost made me delete my YouTube channel out of spite. Um, what did you think I was? Now I'm real curious. I mean, I guess someone who doesn't, um I guess someone whose first language is not English wouldn't necessarily hear my accent and think, "Oh, he's an American." Um I mean, I guess Alec is like a Scottish name, or an Irish name. I think it's more like that name is definitely more common there than it is in, I don't know, Austria. Um, but yeah, obviously, obviously, any y'all British folks hear me talk and you're like, oh, he's not one of us. But I also have sort of it like um, I have like a generic, uh, upper middle class Northeast accent. Like I don't really have, I have certain words that I say, but I specifically don't have a Rhode Island accent. Um, there are certain words that Rhode Islanders say that I don't say. For example, water fountain is a bubbler. And if you ever take a test, I mean, I'm all European. Um, really? What is your accent? Uh, I'm assuming you meant to say not. Yeah, okay. um, but I mean, I try not to be too much of a cliche. Um, Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they made their emojis uglier at some point. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I definitely have sort of a generic American accent. I actually think I did this test recently. I think my accent is actually like a Miami accent, is what they call it. The thing is, the reason my accent is not always coded as Northeast is because I say y'all. And so if you're like answering like a list of things, um, oh hey Liam. Well, best of luck. I hope that you successfully keep control of North America this time, instead of letting those dastardly uh, colonies rise up against you or whatever. Yeah, the YouTube emojis are terrible. Um, uh, for anyone who's not usually here, K K K K K K K is how Brazilian people laugh. Um, yeah, I mean, y'all is just like really useful. Um, uh, y'all is incredibly useful. Like one of my uh closest friends growing up, his dad was from Texas, and I think I picked up y'all from him. And it's just like, why would you not say that? Especially, especially as we're like, trying to be more, I guess, gender neutral in our language, to be, more inclusive. Y'all becomes like the best way to refer to multiple people. Like, like it's just like, yeah, it's, yeah. And I mean, uh, hey, you guys, or whatever, like, um, it's fine. Uh, I think about the genderedness of, um, yeah, well, I heard you talk that one time. I had no fucking clue what that was. I was like, I don't, okay. Like, I would never be able to place that accent. Um, the, but I think a lot about like what language I'm going to use. And anytime I ever say like man, guys, dude, bro, like there's like a 30-second thought process that went into that, like the use of that. Like especially if I do it in a video, like um it's kind of like, for example, I never use the word bitch unless I'm referring to myself. Um like I I just will not say that word anymore. I used to say it a lot, but at some point I was just like, I am not going to say that word anymore unless I'm referring to myself. Um, and so like if I were to do so in a video, it would need like that would be like a 15-minute conversation with myself. And so, like I think a lot about the language that I use. I just want people to know that. Um, that like, these are things I do think about when I'm writing. Um, I don't speak any other languages. Uh I attempted German. Um, what is it? Ich spreche Kleindeutsch, something like that. My Spanish es muy mal, and those are the only two I've actually attempted. Um, you know, um, but I just like honestly, I just don't have the. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, so I've heard wenig Deutsch, Kleindeutsch, and ein bisschen Deutsch. So I've heard all three of those, And ein bisschen is actually the one that I would have gone with, except for the last time I said it, someone's like, "No, ich spreche kein Deutsch." And I was like, "Fuck it, I don't care." Yeah, no, my Spanish is der, die, and das. But but um, I mean, one of the hardest things about German is that there's no fucking rules. Because like in Spanish, if it ends with an O, it's L. If it ends with an A, it's la, with very specific exceptions like el agua or whatever. But in German, you just have to fucking remember. Um, you know, you just have to remember what every single one is. It's like, uh die Musik and der Rock music. Like it's like there's no fucking rule. And so you just have to remember for every goddamn noun, like is this male or masculine, feminine, or neither. And it's like it's just exhausting. And is um Yeah, my cousin, I've been to Vienna a few times trying to learn German, and one of the times I went, I was like hanging out with my um hell yeah. Um uh yeah. But yeah, German's just a lot. I wish I could have learned it. I'm just like I really don't have the uh because I have family in Vienna, because I'm Austrian more than I am German. I don't really have any I don't really have any. Actually, my like great uncle and great aunt are in Germany, but like the only people around, I mean, Österreichisch. I actually had a Deutsch to Österreichisch uh, uh, dictionary thing specifically for that. Um, but yeah, like my just like ability to retain other languages is just like basically nil, which is something I don't. Yeah, basically, which is something I've always felt bad about. Um, but I feel very grateful that I was born speaking English, um, because I'm not sure I could have learned English if I was speaking some other language. And so at least, so I got lucky that I learned the universal one. The moment that I realized how significant English was as a language, sort of internationally. I was on a train from Prague to Budapest, um, and it was a four car. I was in a sleeper car because it's like an 8.5 hour train ride, doing it overnight, and um, it was me, a Czech man, and a Hungarian woman, and the two of them were a couple, and so she spoke she spoke Hungarian, he spoke Czech, they spoke English to each other. I don't know that either knew the other's native tongue. They both spoke English. And so I could listen into their conversations, which was fascinating. And unfortunately, one of the Hungarian woman was like going to like a birthday party and she invited me. And I was so depressed that I could not go to her party. But I was only in Budapest for like a day and a half, 2 nights. One night? One night. One night. Yeah, it was like a day and a half. Um, so I unfortunately could not go. But um but yeah, I mean, um yeah, I mean English is a whack language, and I'm, again, just glad that I learned it. Uh, naturally or whatever. Oh, you have a Finnish boyfriend? That's exciting. Um I've been to okay, let's count the countries. Um, I've been to the United States of America. I've been to, a handful of states, which is, something. Um, yeah, no, English, how it looks and how it sounds is totally completely fucked. I've been to Canada, the US, obviously, Mexico, the Dominican Republic, um, Austria, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, uh, the Czech Republic, Hungary, Japan, South Korea. Um, you know, and I think um, Gujarati. I don't even know what that is. Um, I will, um, the very top of it. I I was supposed to go to Milan to see my uncle, and then he got sick and went to the um uh um that's interesting. Um that's fine. You're whatever. Oh, you're Indian, Willow? That's interesting. Um uh Germany, I don't actually remember. It was like towards the bottom. It was just visiting family. I need to go back and like spend some more serious time. No, but anyway, so I was supposed to go to Milan and I didn't. And so we ended up going to like the bottom of Switzerland and we took a bus into the very, very top of Italy and then walked back. My dad has been to like 38 countries, and my really only goal in life is to go to more countries than him, which is part of why I need to go to Southeast Asia. Um, and I mean, he sort of got an unfair advantage by being in the Peace Corps after college in the Philippines, and so he just like he just like knocked out like 12 countries in that area. Um, but I mean, like last year I had a trip to go to Spain and France in order to like knock those off. At some point I have to go to Britain. Um, obviously. Britain is like the one place I could like legit do a week I review meet and greet. Um, yeah, right. I mean, Europe just makes it like super easy. Like technically I've been to Slovakia because um uh uh technically I've been to Slovakia because when I woke up in Hungary, my phone had sent me a text that said, because basically T-Mobile sends you a text every time you're in a new country to like let you know that you can have 2G data, and so it's like hello. Like welcome to Slovakia, and then like 30 minutes later, welcome to Hungary. So for like 30 minutes, I was asleep, but I was technically in Slovakia. Also, I have been in Heathrow, so I've technically been in the UK, but obviously no one thinks that counts. I mean, technically, I have two people who would come to my Brazilian meet and greet. Um, so, you know, uh, I would like to go to South America. Um, I feel like, see, the problem with having, like 7 people out of the 11 people who are in this live stream say tour is that, I would I would spend a lot of money going on tour, and very few people would show up. Like, it'd be like one person per city in like 6 cities, which would be cool. It'd be fun. Um, Honestly, there are worse things I could do with my life and my money. But, um, it just seems impractical. Um, um, but, like, I mean, Quase and Julia, if I ever go to Brazil, I'm gonna hit y'all both up, and you're just gonna have to, like, you know, help me navigate. Like, part of the problem is I don't like in Europe, knowing English, like, in my experience, people know enough English that I really never had to be super concerned about, like, whether people understood me or not. Uh, in Japan and Korea, I stuck out like a sore thumb. Like, absolutely no one, like, I could not pretend like I was from around there if I tried. Um, and, no one knew my language and I didn't know theirs. And so I just sort of, you know, I just pointed at shit and then gave people money. And I was like, is this enough? Like, and that's just how I got through those countries. Um, but I feel like I don't know, there's something about South America that makes me feel like I need to, like, know Spanish or Portuguese in order to, like, um, properly do that. Because I've had friends who've gone to South America and they're just like, but maybe Brazil is different than like Peru or Colombia or whatever. Um, I don't know. But you know, it's like I would like to go to every continent except for Antarctica. I do not care about going to Antarctica. I want to go to Australia eventually, but it's like, who was it? Lewis Black, who did the joke that is like, I didn't get on a 24-hour plane ride to hear English again. Like, speak a different language. You know. Um Also, the spiders, fuck big spiders, dude. Um I'm not like, I wouldn't really call myself afraid of spiders per se, but I don't fucking like them. Um and man, Gringo's a white guy. Uh that is Spanish and I guess Portuguese-ish for a white guy. Um that's cool. Um yeah, exactly. Like, that's, yeah, my language I don't understand, food I've never heard of. Um but um that's fair. Um the I did not see any centipedes when I was in Japan. I wasn't in Japan for very long. Um but you know, I like Japan. I liked Kyoto a lot. Um should I look up Japanese centipedes? Willow, what language do you dream in? Um uh Japanese centipede. Damn. Those are big as fuck. They appear to be very tough critters, very hard to kill even after being exposed to bug spray, fire, and boiling water. Good fucking golly. Is that a white person? They're raw. Um, I am sorry that you usually have anxiety dreams. Um, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So is that what you speak at home? Um, I mean, I guess. Uh, but the oh yeah, that's true. I burn real hard. Um, but at least my burn turns into a tan. I know people whose burns turn into like just redness and like intense peeling and stuff. Mine tends to turn into a tan, which is less unsightly. Um, you know, uh, or whatever. Um, yeah, my like second cousin or whatever, he said, he know um that is fascinating. Because to the point of my cousin, he um would he like went to New Zealand for a year, and so his English is very good. And he said about 6 months into that, um uh he started dreaming in English, and like that was when he like realized that he was like that was his language now. Um I had no idea that Anya Taylor Joy was like didn't speak English until she was 12 or whatever. Um like that is bonkers. Um like that whole story is so fascinating to me. Um my dad is just like looks perpetually sunburned. I think he just got like uh when he was in the Philippines, he just like got um got burned. I mean, I know that there are a lot of very pale Colombians also, um are like easy to mistake for like Italians, as either Quase or Julia said, spicy white. Or maybe someone else said spicy white. I think it was one of them. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I'm not a spicy white. Who's is Ash your partner? Is that, and if that's the case, is that because Ash is concerned that I'm going to steal you away from them? Is that the real is that the real reason? Do I have to worry about Ash stabbing me? Um, man. So here's a fun fact. I say Latin. I do not say Latin X. Um, but I also don't say Latino. I know there are people who like Latine. I know there are people who like Latinx. Um, but like it's called Latin America. Why I don't know why we're adding like another gender neutral term instead of just like accepting the one that is like literally built into like what we Americans call it, you know? It's weird. Like, I and I've like gone down fucking rabbit holes on this, like reading a bunch of different people's feelings on like, do they like Latinx? Do they like Latine? You know, whatever. And like, I understand the arguments for and against both. Um, and so I was just like, right, and that's why like the whole X being like is like you know, it's like Latinx is a thing for like progressive white people who are like projecting their own language onto people who can't even say that phrase, which is what Latine, putting an E for gender neutral, like that makes a lot of sense to me. And so if I were to use either of them, I would definitely say Latine and not Latinx. Um, but I don't have to say either of them. I can just say Latin because it's like right there. It's just easier. Um, you know, and these are the conversations that I have with myself. Um, and then I make songs about the fact that I don't feel uh, good about any of the decisions that I make. Basically, like that's what. Um, yeah. Oh, really? That's interesting. Um, always back to the Italians. Um, I try, like a lot of I rewatched um I rewatched I think I mentioned this last time. I rewatched Daniel Sloss's X, and he's like, self-awareness is half the battle. It's the wrong half, but still. Or it's not the important half, but still. I don't know. Um I feel like I also have this like weird thing where it's like, um, is it this part of the live stream where Wiskaniner comes in and tells me I'm handsome? I mean, that's fine. There are there are worse parts of the bingo card that we could check off. You know, there are worse parts of the bingo card that we could check off. I never finished my fucking story about this goddamn argument. Um, you know, um, I mean, that makes sense, but I also would say Brazilian. Um, I seriously considered putting together a bingo chart at one point, um, and then I just didn't do it. So sorry about that. Um, but if you would like to suggest things for me to put on a bingo chart, I will put together a bingo chart, and everyone can get their thing. And if someone gets bingo, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Uh, we'll do something. I mean, still, no one wanted my fucking $5 from the goddamn Promising Young Woman review. Like that thing has more than 2,000 views now. Um, see, the problem with merch being the gift for bingo is that literally every fucking one of you is from a different country. And international shipping is very expensive. um, but you know, uh, but yes, no. If I mean, here are some obvious ones. Wiska Niner coming in and saying, oh, you're cute or whatever. Us talking about Willow in some way. Uh, obviously the black square, or the freebie is Alec forgets what he's talking about. Shows a TikTok. Shows a TikTok. I have lost 3 subscribers at least. So gives that running update. Complains about a commenter. Yeah, someone mentions Baccarat. For sure. At some point, yeah, right. Antifa Baby Yoda, although that hasn't happened yet. At some point, I say the phrase "merch at 10,000." Yes, losing half the viewers out of nowhere always happens. Just like, it's so interesting because it's like the same people are talking the entire time. And it's just like, there are other people who show up and then they leave. And it's like, it's just like the core group. Um, um, so, uh, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the beard ASMR. My beard is my hair is getting long, guys. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, it's like full on like emo boy at this point. Um, I mean, my armpit hair is whatever length it's been for a long time. I mean, I've been cutting my hair, but I decided to let it get a little bit longer than I have in a long time. It's long for me. It's not long for like, um, I because I have to decide what to do with it. Like this is the length at which point I have to decide, like, do I want to commit to having longer hair? Do I want to cut it? And if I cut it, what do I do? Do I like cut the whole thing, which is, what I've historically done, or do I like cut the back and the sides and like just fucking commit to the emo? The problem with that is that gets it like closer and closer to just fucking Nazi hair. Like, I'm very bitter that um you know like Nazis just like made it so there's a certain type of haircut that I can't have, which at this point in time would be very easy for me to keep up, and that's really the only problem. um I never want it to be I never want it to be long enough that I have to like deal with it, right? Like, this is not what I want. um I'm curious where this comment's gonna end. Yeah, that ain't me, man. Fam. Clams. This is me. Um, I've never dyed my hair. Um, or oh man, dude. I know I said that I pay attention, that I think about all this stuff, and I've just completely undermined that. Dude. I fucking saw there's a Twitter uh account called the Autistic Cats, who was doing like a breakdown of the Sia video, or the Sia movie. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. And the fact that Maddie Ziegler didn't want um the fact that Maddie Ziegler didn't want to do it, and was like, "Hey, this makes me kind of uncomfortable. I don't want autistic people to think I'm making fun of them. And then Sia was like, no, this is fine. Just do this. Just do that. That's good. Everyone will feel good about this, you 14-year-old child. Oof. Not good. Not good, folks. Yeah. Yeah. Like so that was a thing that happened and I was just like, fuck. Like, cuz I didn't even uh it came out yesterday. I don't know where it came out. I got a thing that was like, listen to the new Sia thing music, which I guess is the soundtrack to this movie that I had never heard of. Um, I don't know. Speaking of actually good music that has been, uh, I mean, ableism is trendy all the time. Uh, always has been. I watched a movie called Jose the Tiger and the Fish yesterday, um, which was very interesting about a guy who like falls for a girl whose legs don't work, and sort of like that whole thing is a Japanese movie from 2003, which last year it's based on a short story that last year was adapted twice, like in the same year, once into an anime and once into like a South Korean film, which is super fucking weird that happened. Um, but I think uh, we can all agree that Taylor Swift's new version of Love Story is fucking great. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, no, this was clearly whatever this was clearly a horrendous idea. And it is bonkers that um um it, Willow, have you not yet? Because she's re-recording all of her old music because fuck Scooter Braun. And yesterday she released Love Story because she officially finished re-recording Fearless and is going to be releasing it in April with 6 new tracks that were never like that were recorded during those sessions but didn't make the album, and so she's re-recorded them and is going to be releasing them. um it's really good. Like I like Love Story, it's definitely not my favorite Taylor Swift song, but I was listening to it a bunch. And then Ice Nine Kills fucking covered Can't Help Falling in Love, like um yeah. Um, I like Taylor Swift. Like, I was following that whole. I mean, I wasn't really following it actively, but basically, what happened. The way I know, I'm being 100% honest. The way I know about drama is if it shows up in the Philip DeFranco show, which this did, or um, I love Ice Nine Kills, and I'm really mad that I wasn't able to like see um that I wasn't able to see like the recording of I Heard They Kill Live. I mean, I saw them tour that album twice, 3 times. They only headlined once. I saw them. I went to see them. Yeah, she's referred to as Tay Tay. Tay Tay T Swift, whatever. Yeah, I mean, she has come a long way. Oh, fun fact about Tay Tay. It's not really about her. One of my colleagues' brother-in-law is like a session musician for Taylor Swift. Um, And so he worked on folklore without realizing what he was doing. Like he was just like, sent some stuff to play with no vocals. And so he found out on the day it came out, like the person who was like doing the music producing was like, hey, by the way, this is what your playing was for. It was for folklore. So like that was pretty cool. But apparently he works with he plays for Jack Antonoff. I think he does. I actually don't know. I think he said guitar, but I could totally be wrong with it. But yeah, he plays with Jack Antonoff, and since Jack Antonoff is like Taylor Swift, one of primary writing collaborators, he just like is brought in as just a session musician. So that's fun. But yeah, we were talking about the love story re-recording at work because that is the kind of thing that we do. I've mentioned before that my morning team Zoom calls are basically like this, except everyone has to be there. But also they get paid for it. So, I don't know why I have a fucking like half full bottle right here. I don't know why I was whatever. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to hearing more of this. So I'm really looking forward to like 1989 and like Red. I am saying that on the Zoom calls, maybe they're wearing pants. I don't know. I'm not seeing that low. And Phil, sorry, you do not have to be here, and you will not be getting paid. Although you could have gotten that $5 if you wanted to. Yeah, no, it's nice. Phil said something about pants. I am not like I'm wearing long underwear. I'm not technically wearing pants, but also if I stood up, you would not be scandalized. Though frankly, if I wear boxers, if anyone, if seeing someone's boxers would be scandal. Right? Literally no one guessed. Like I'm so shocked. And like when I made the name of the last thing, I guess no one wants my $5. I expected someone to ask what $5. Literally no one asked. I was genuinely shocked that like no one even like you're the only person who mentioned it, Phil. So, um yes, the mention of my OnlyFans. You can put that on the box or whatever. That in the bingo game. What else would go in there? I went skiing over the weekend. That picture I took was from like 3 days ago. 4 days ago. Tuesday. I took that picture on Tuesday. Fun fact. I love skiing. Skiing is in case, yeah, talking about age is definitely one of those things. You fucking go for it. Man, I need to go skiing in Austria. My dad's been skiing in Europe in several places. That's a thing that I need to do. Absolutely make that bingo card and then we'll distribute it. It just needs to be randomizable so that different everyone can get like a different variant of it so that how about this from this starting at the next I didn't get anything for Valentine's Day. I did go out to brunch for it though. Uh, I don't do gifts. Um, so the I will make whomever gets bingo first a limerick, and that's what we'll do. That's you will get a personal limerick that I will send to you, and you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. You know, if you want to put it on your fridge or some shit, I don't know. If you want to burn it in effigy, attach it to a some sort of doll, and then stab it with pins or whatever. Like, feel free. But I think that is something that I can do, something that will not cost any of us money, and is something I can keep up for as long as uh, I decide to do it. You know, I mean, if my channel suddenly had 1 million subscribers, um, oh man, you got my high pitched laugh. I don't know if you heard that. I don't do that laugh a lot. I was laughing to what Willow said, just so we're clear. Uh, that was um, oh god, the I think a a tat a tattoo that related to me, I think would be like a step too far. Oh hey, welcome back. Exactly 2 hours later. Um, I think a tattoo would be a step too far. Um, I think like I don't even feel comfortable myself getting a tattoo, and I'm me. Like, um, the idea that someone else would be like, "Oh yeah, yeah. Did you keep North America and then take on the rest of the Americas and or other places? I don't know. What's the world like?" Liam was playing Risk for those who missed that part of the conversation. Oh, and also for clarity, Liam is the person who wanted me to talk about Neon Demon. So, so when I do that Patreon only, you know, ramble about System Crasher and um and Neon Demon, that will have been at Liam's request. Fun fact. Uh no, I so earlier I mentioned that the way I'm gonna handle, like, I had asked, and basically you and I in the sword were like Neon Demon and then System Crasher, and there were some other ones, but like those are the big ones. And I was like, instead of, I don't know that I'm gonna want to do like full videos, but I will do like a thing where I talk for a little bit about my feelings on Neon Demon and on System Crasher, and then that'll be on Patreon because y'all are patrons, so then you'll get it. So that's how that's going to work. And I talked about that earlier. And then we all talked about Neon Demon, and people have varying opinions about that movie in this chat. But I haven't seen it yet, so I don't have any feelings on it other than that I expect it to be pretty. But yeah, tell us about your game of Risk. Oh, and while it does that, are literally any of you from the United States? Like, and any of the people currently here? Am I the only American? Oh, that's interesting. Julia, that's not a complete question. I don't. Do I have a what? Is Pomp and Circumstance? Da, dun, da, da, dun, 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 dun. Um, uh, that's so yeah, I guess I'm the only American here right now. That's interesting. That's fun. Is that Hell to the Chief? I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know what Pomp and Circumstance is. Let's look this up. Let's see if I can get maybe I'll get like copyright claimed on this live stream because I'm playing Pomp and Circumstance. Oh, that song. Yeah, I was thinking of Hail to the Chief. You're right. That one. That's the thing. Yeah, gotcha. I got it. We got it. We're good. Uh, Congratulations, Liam, on having a. um, Birdemic is um yep, that's a movie. That's funny. Congratulations. Um, this is gonna sound really sad, but I'm only saying it because it's true. I need more friends. This is something I think about. Um, I've been thinking about recently. I don't have a lot of friends. Fun fact. um, what I decided I very specifically need is I need a lesbian skiing friend. Like among other things, like I need like a cuz like I need someone who I can go skiing with because Danielle's not going to be that person. Um the problem is like oh hell yeah, Will. Emerson, that is rude. True, but rude. Uh because the answer to that question is because all of us are locked down and we're not supposed to go whatever. Um, so if this were like the before times and everyone was here, then obviously the reason would be that. But actually, the reason we're all here is because we are all good people who are who are staying indoors like we're supposed to. It's fine, I don't care. Unlike that. No, but no, I want. So I needed. Aaron, is that you saying that you will be my lesbian skiing friend? Um, Someone asked about having a Discord, and um, uh, I don't need moderate to advanced. I need advanced, specifically advanced skiing skills, but not like advanced to expert, but probably not like actually expert because sucks. Do you ski? Do you want to be my skiing friend? I need a skiing friend. I'm not joking about this, by the way. Like, um, I mean that's, but like, see, the problem is I need someone who can like actually go skiing with me. Like that's like specifically what I need is like my dad is like super rich friend. Um, is like a super rich friend who like takes him to Norway, and then they go skiing in Norway. Really, that like that. I mean, sure, I would love to have an incredibly rich friend who will like take me, but like really, I just need like a friend to go skiing with who's like on my level of skiing. And I would say for someone who only goes skiing like once or twice a year at most, I am really good. People who ski a lot are much better than me, but like I can do pretty much any trail that isn't a glade. I don't trust myself in glades, but like, uh, uh, at least not like real glades, like thinned out glades, fine. Black diamond glades I can do, but like I can do double blacks. You know, it might be a little awkward, but like I can do it. But like I need someone who I can go skiing with. Um, because I don't like because I want to ski with people. It's like skiing is a fucking process. Like you can't just like do that. Like doing it alone is depressing. So like and TikTok has taught me that I need that my sort of like interests tend to align with lesbians. That like deep down, like I mean, TikTok thinks I am a lesbian, and so clearly it is telling me something that I need more lesbian friends. And so if I could just like knock out lesbian friend and skiing friend in one, like that would be amazing. That's the thing. Also to Aaron's point, literally every single fucking bi woman. Unfortunately, I am attracted to men. It's always the way it's framed. Every single fucking time ever. Um, which I think is very funny. Um, but I'm glad that Willow was able to make a friend. That's nice. I don't know. I haven't made a new friend in a long time. I mean, because like so I mean whatever we have this thing. I don't know that I consider any of you friends. I do live in New York. I mean probably, but I'm not social. I don't drink. I am awkward. Um the Lost my train of thought. Shocker. It happens. Um oh nice. That's cute. I had a friend named Kat in high school. Uh oh, friend, right. Uh so, you know, but like at the same time, like early on, there was that fucking guy. Some of you'll probably remember like that B guy. Um, oh, fuck off. Uh, that B guy who like he sucked. He was weird. And he was like, "Can I hug you?" And I was like, I don't want to hug that guy. But like basically any one of you, I would gladly like meet you in um like if I met you in person, I'd be like, "Hell fucking yeah, dude." And then we would definitely hug and high five and I don't know, skip through a fucking field of flowers or whatever. Like, I don't know. I like all of you. Um, so, you know, but like I've always had um like what I actually call a friend. Like I'm pretty, I don't know, rigorous, I guess. Like I have very few friends. Like I have a lot of acquaintances. I have a fair number of people who I like talk to. Sometimes, I mean, I did before the no times. Um, you know, um, and the I don't drink coffee either. I'm the fucking worst. I'm so annoying. um, but like the like I don't have a problem going to bars or whatever, but like it definitely does make meeting like first dates awkward. I don't drink caffeine, but I mean, yeah, there's herbal tea. Um, you know, that's the um yeah, no, it's just no caffeine. No caffeinated things. I guess I sometimes have chocolate, but like ugh. Um um the I mean hot chocolate's fine usually. Um I just try to I don't know, I'm the worst, right? It's the point. Um so like but no, you know, I I I like all of you people. Um you know, I think that, you know, um and I definitely like with the boys sorry. I definitely like most of you more than I like most of the people um who I talk to on a semi-regular basis. Um I so being on TikTok makes me think about, you see like the how men answer questions on Hinge, and I wonder like how would I do that? Like what question would I answer, and how, and like what kind of answer could I give? Yeah, that's there. What kind of answer could I give that would like give people a sense of who I was? And I came up with one. Um, Liam, I mean, my girlfriend's a vegan and I'm not, and that I've had that exact thought about food. Um, and I mean, I now eat way less meat than I used to, so like it matters less. But like right at the beginning of our relationship, I was like, hell yeah, I want someone I can like eat soup dumplings with. And then she was like, fucking nope. So, and I was like genuinely sad about that. So I totally understand like where you're coming from with that. Um, but anyway, one of the questions that I found out about is let's get on the same page about. And I don't remember what the one that the TikTok showed was, but my answer would be Elon Musk parentheses he's trash. Welcome to the part of the show where I shit on Elon Musk. Fuck that guy. Um, but I think that as an answer would give people like Elon Musk or Joe Rogan would probably uh yeah, Elon Musk is fucking I hate him so much. Um that's interesting. Um so the premise of the TikTok trend is women showing weird answers that men give to Hinge questions. So they're like looking through Hinge profiles. Um and it's like showing the millions of pictures of dudes holding fish um on Tinder or whatever. And you know um and I think they're funny, and then I look at them, and uh I wonder what I would have said in the um Hinge. So Hinge, it's a dating app. So when I was dating in New York, Hinge was a very different app than it currently is. Um yeah, Elon Musk is just such a piece of shit. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. So the thing about Hinge, so honestly, if I was dating now, Hinge is probably the one I would use. Um so Hinge used to be um uh like connection, you had to be friends of a friend on Facebook, or maybe there was 3 layers, but like you needed to have like Facebook people in common. So actually if you don't, uh I can't, Gabby, I can't tell if you're saying that it is attractive or you're not. What? Yeah, sure. Hold on a second. Shoot too. Now everyone on my live stream can see how incompetent I am. Jesus Christ. Nope. Got that part. Hi. I hope that was fun for you. But interesting. So you are the one who is that why you have a Finnish boyfriend, because fish is in that is in the word? Is that it? Where you like, oh man, I really need a fish boyfriend, but the shape of water is not real, so I'll get the next closest thing. Fucking weirdo. You're great. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so you've now met one sort of virtually. Anyway, so Hinge used to be that, and then it turned into like a pay for service that was like, their tagline was the only oh hey, no worries, welcome back. Hinge is the only dating app that actually wants you to delete it. Speaking, Mr. S, what do you think about the remix of Friday? Since you are the person who introduced me to hyperpop. I fucking love it. Especially Dorian Electra's verse. And I wish it was really just Dorian Electra's verse, and then 303's fucking weak ass appearance, which is so good. It's 10 years later, now it's 303 on Friday. I'm sick of living through these Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. But then Thursday comes. So fucking Friday. Yeah. Oh, what a song. So yeah, that was a great thing that happened. I genuinely have listened to it a bunch of times. Also the video, real good. Hell fucking yeah. Yeah, that's probably on there. But anyway, so Hinge ultimately became an app where you get like a list of questions and you just answer them. And so there are questions like, I'll fall for you if, my perfect date is whatever, blah, 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 blah. What, and so people answer, and then women see the same answer, or like, I'm overly competitive about, and then every fucking guy just says everything. Because they think, man, TikTok is so good. Oh, I've spent less time on TikTok, as I mentioned, because I started reading manga again. So here's a fun thing about manga. I used to read a lot of it back when I was a tiny little baby child boy. And then I stopped, and I kind of forgot that there was like part of the reason I stopped is because I fucking I just obsessed. So Super Eye Patch Wolf, who is one of the folks who I support on Patreon, and his YouTube channel is great. He doesn't need my recommendation, but whatever. There you go. He did a video about the current state of Shonen Jump, and he talked about this series Spy Family, which is like the most successful manga literally ever by this like obscene metric, and it's like brand new. And I was like, I was on the slopes, right? Just like I was like, you know what? Fucking let's download the Shonen Jump app onto my phone and start reading it. And the first 3 chapters were free. And this is Tuesday morning, Monday morning. This is Monday morning, Sunday morning, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Sunday. Doesn't matter. Sunday. It was Sunday. So I was just on the slopes, and I was like, let's watch, or let's look at this Spy Family shit. By the end of the day, I had read all 40 something chapters. After 3 episodes, it was like, hey, you have to pay to sign up. It's like $2 a month. Do you want to just do all of them? And I was like, yeah. So then I just read all the rest of them. And so now I have access to all of the Shonen Jumps. And I read a couple of other things and reading Sakamoto Days. And now I need a, I want to read Kaiju number 8. I watched or I read One Punch Man for a while, like both the original and like the remake version, and then I stopped. But like my problem is when I start reading a manga, I just like fucking just it's like all I do, and I think that was part of the reason I stopped doing it was because I had like other things. But like, dude, Spy Family is fucking great. Like, imagine Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but they have a telepathic kid. And you're like, and it's during the Cold War. And you're like 60% of the way there. Like, it's so fucking good. So like, seriously, read Spy Family. It's Spy X Family. So that's, yeah, like, oh man, I need to buy an iPad. I said I would buy an iPad last year. Yeah, it is so good. It's so, and it comes out every other week instead of every week. And so, the person who makes it has more time to like dedicate to making sure every chapter is really good. And also probably doesn't have to like, because the manga industry is so cruel and just it's just like, yeah, it's real bad, but no, Spy Family is so good. So, yeah, like genuinely really highly recommend Spy Family. Also the and the the Super Eye Patch Wolf video is cool. Super Eye Patch Wolf makes fun videos. He is Irish, I think. So he has a fun accent to me. Saga. I don't. I've never really read American comic like. I've heard Saga's good though. Oh, it's by Brian K. Vaughan. Gotcha. Yes, I know that guy. Oh yeah, okay. This looks familiar. I read East the Last Man or Why the Last Man rather for I had for a bit. I don't think I finished it, but I back when I was in like my comic/manga phase, Why the Last Man was one of the few like American series that I was really interested in. So yes, yeah, Saga's like a thing I'm like aware of. I'm gonna buy an iPad this year for the purpose of reading comics. It's just gonna happen. Especially once I get that sweet, sweet fucking stimulus check. I'm gonna be a hero. I'm gonna save the economy by buying an iPad. Because that's just the kind of selfless guy. What a time to be alive. but yeah, big fan of Spy Family. Truly a god. Yes, that is definitely how I think of myself. Um, I have never. I think I watched half of a Chris Stuckman video once, and I was like, "This seems fine." And then I didn't watch. I did not watch his Mormon video. I saw that it was 55 minutes long, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds interesting and like a better video than I will ever make." Um, but I did not actually. The thing is, I don't. In a sense, Chris Stuckman is competition, and so if like he's not really, he does something different than I do. Um, but like I feel um uh you know um um I feel like if I look at his videos it's like um I have a Kindle. I like my Kindle. I The thing is I like physical books, but I wish they were backlit because I like reading at night and I don't like having to turn on lights to because I don't like have a bedside light. And I mean, like, I could get one, and maybe in my next apartment I will. I don't know. Um, I was looking at apartments earlier today. So my apartment is like 400 something square feet. It's really not very big. And I saw, um, I saw or I was looking at an apartment that has a bedroom the size of my current living room, and I was like, oh damn. So, we'll see. The nice thing about this flight of all the wealthy people out of Manhattan is that rent prices here have collapsed. So we are able to afford nicer places than we would have. Um, Clipping is pretty good. Speaking of music artists, um, say the name. It's a very you know so Defeat Dig's got a cool kind of rap. Uh, Oh, I gained a subscriber. Weird. Probably not someone who's here. Um, but I mean, whatever. Y'all will find out what kind of sad rapper I am within a month, I think. Um, and yeah, I expect every single person to tell all their friends and then make TikTok videos using my song and being like, "Wow, this is so relatable. What what a what a lyrical miracle." I think about that now all the fucking time, that lyrical miracle shit. Um because that's me. I'm a lyrical miracle. um I see my friend kicking in the front seat, sitting in the back seat. Gonna make my mind up. Which seat can I take? It's Friday. Okay, I don't know what that was. Sorry. I was thinking about Friday. Uh, how's everyone else doing? We're at the point where we've been doing this for a long time. And it's really just it's the lifers here left, right? Like, um, you know, see, the thing is, that's very mean, Julia, to say that because I happen to think I have an okay singing voice. I mean, I took lessons or whatever, right? And when you make fun of it, then I just feel bad. I just don't know what to do because see, I laugh to hide the pain. Um, um, oh, you missed so much. Um, uh, what song do you want me to sing? I'll think about it. If I know the words, we can be at that point. We can be at the fucking karaoke point of the night. It's Friday, Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody looking forward to the weekend, weekend, Friday. Get, oh, the national anthem. I know I was gonna do it was America the Beautiful. Um, oh, beautiful for smoggy skies, insecticided grain, for strip mined mountains' majesty above the asphalt plain. America, America, man sheds his waste on thee and hides the pines with billboard signs from sea to shining sea. Okay, bye, Willow. We'll talk about the thing later. Um, um, I did not watch the Super Bowl. I don't watch sports. Well, actually, I watched a basketball game. But yes, good night, Willow. Take care. It's always a pleasure having you here as the one person I know I can count on, just in general. Um, so you have that to live up to. Um, I don't know yesterday well enough, unfortunately. I mean, that just makes you cooler, right? Um, adios. Um, I mean, you're the one who threatened me with a knife. Let's just be clear about what happened. What the sequence of events was. Um, so, um, back when I was in high school, um, I used to, I used to sing like in the car and just do a lot of Katy Perry mostly. Um, and then there was that one time I sang Les Mis on a podcast, and people were like, "Whatever," and I was like, "Whatever, fuck you." Stars is a dope ass song, um, and wildly underrated. Is there? Yeah, I can't hear a difference. I was pressing a button on my sound thing, but I don't know. I don't actually hear a difference between the two versions. Maybe if I was using it for other things. Yes, I'm a theater kid. Um, I'm absolutely a theater kid. And Javert is like my dream role. Um, give me a sec. Let's do some Katy Perry. So I'm going to be listening, so I don't get copyright claimed. I'm going to be listening to it through my headphones. But what that means is that I cannot monitor my vocals. So if they clip, Russell Crowe fucking he's awful. His voice is so depressed. I would have been such a better Javert than him. Sideways on YouTube actually has a really good video about why the music in Les Mis is so bad. Last Friday. Oh yeah. Oh, this song. Yeah. Okay. Da 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 da. Okay. Okay, we got this. Um. Uh. So we're doing last Friday night. Da da. Da 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 da. There's a stranger in my bed. There's a pounding in my head. Glitter all over the room. Pink flamingos in the pool. I smell like a mini bar. DJ's passed out in the yard. Barbie's on the barbecue. Is this a hickey or a brew? Pictures of last night ended up online. I'm screwed. Oh well. It's a blacked out blur, but I'm pretty sure it ruled. Damn. Last Friday night, yeah, we danced on tabletops and we took too many shots. Thinks we kissed, but I forgot. Last Friday night, yeah, we maxed out credit cards and got kicked out of the bar. Then we hit the boulevard. Last Friday night, we went streaking in the park, skinny dipping in the dark. Then we had a menage a trois last Friday night. Yeah, I think we broke the law. Always say we're gonna stop. Whoa, this Friday night, do it all again. This Friday night, do it all again. This. So yeah, okay, we're done. That's how far we're going. Yeah, I'm sorry. That the part where I laughed, that was her walking over. So that happened, and you were here for that. Um, my go-to karaoke song is the Backstreet Boys. Um, I Want It That Way. Fun fact. A memory that'll be on YouTube, but fortunately, no one who wasn't here is going to get that far into the video. Um, so it's fine. I've only done karaoke. I guess I did it in like with my family or whatever. Um, but I've only really done karaoke in places that I don't live. I did karaoke in Texas. I did karaoke in Prague. I did karaoke in Vienna because I don't have to worry about running into people who heard me fuck up. I did not grow up Christian. I grew up Unitarian Universalist, which I guess at one point was an offshoot of Christianity, but it's sort of an offshoot of humanism. Or, yeah. You got me there. If you happen to be in the same hostel that I'm in at any given point, then yeah, technically. Oh, we're done. Oh, I have to go. Apparently dinner's ready. So, sorry that it's so abrupt, but thank you everyone for coming as always. Um, this was a good time, even if it did involve, even did end with me singing. Maybe that was better. Next time, whatever. I just sang you a fucking song. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. But yeah, this was fun. Take care, folks. Um, do it again in 2 weeks, and theoretically, my review of In and of Itself will be out between then. Watch it if you can. Uh, take care, folks. I think that's better ending than showing someone else's TikTok. Thank you, Liam. Take care, folks. Bye.